I've had folks that have arrived to this ministry and relatively they had no problems, but when they arrive here, problems begin. And the friends say, that's because you are going to that ministry. No. There are things that you begin to reap and you don't realize, but they are there until the time comes where they are manifest. But what's manifest is the things you've been sowing for many years, attitudes, intentions, because you are who you are. And God is going to support that. But what God does before that is manifest, what you've been sowing all your life, he brings you to this ministry and he gives you knowledge. So then when that is manifest, all of that you've been sowing, he prepares you to confront that trial. But all your friends don't understand. They say, oh, that's happening to you because you go into that ministry. No, it's that God is cleaning you to then start anew firmly. And once you start, you're never going to fall. There are things that grow twisted in our lives, not because we're not speaking about who's to fault here in the politics of your country, your grandparents, your parents. What fault do you have about where you were born? You don't choose where you're going to be born. That is something God scatters around the earth, where he allows the angels to place spirits here, spirits there, and God has filled the earth with all of them angels, spirits that take bodily form. So depending on where you were born, well, those are your results, depending on what parents raised you, where you were born, where you were raised. And that's where God begins to work with you. You can't deny yourself or what you were. As much as you want to hide it, it isn't necessary for you to hide it. What you have to do is deal with your situation. Well, I come from a country like this, with complexes like this, with a situation like this. Well, Lord, can your life work in this life? He's going to tell you yes, right? He's going to tell you, if you give me your life, I'm going to do wonders. But remember that it is me, it isn't you, right? And that's where God glorifies himself, where he finds an individual that opens up. It's like to take a zipper, as if your body had a zipper and you go, here am I, Lord. But you can't play the hypocrite with situations. And you know all them personalities that we know that aren't, that sometimes you waste so much time trying to impress others. Imagine impressing. That begins to destroy your personality. And God cannot be mocked. God knows you. Bible says that the word of God is alive and active and sharper than a two-edged sword. It penetrates even to the separation of soul and spirit. It penetrates until it discerns the thoughts and intentions of your heart. That is why this word is marvelous, because this word strips you naked, and then it begins to deal with you and dress you with all the wonderful things that are in you. What happens is that the volume in your earthly experience is too high. It's like a radio, AM and FM. So AM represents the flesh and the volume is too high. So the FM, that frequency, you have it too low. What the gospel does, it turns off the AM and turns on the FM in a spiritual frequency, so that the dead man can become alive. So the dead man can become alive.